Everyone's fun around. My name is Jordan. I'm back with another big game breakdown for college football. I already did Ohio State, Texas. If you have not seen that, this is the thumbnail up in the top corner. And I will put a link in the pinned comment that will take you straight to that video if you have not seen that deep dive. I broke down both teams, all the changes, all the key players. I gave sleeper bets. I gave anytime touchdowns, all that good stuff in there for the Ohio State Texas game. Go check that one out. But this one, LSU Clemson. Before I get into it, you will see images that come up on the screen right there. That's from a data app called Outlier. There will be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial for Outlier. I have to always say that because people ask. So we have some narratives here for this big game. Top 10 matchup, of course. Both teams are Tigers. Both teams play at Death Valley. I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times. Also, LSU has lost their last 5 openers. That's a big narrative. And then the next narrative for Clemson, the -1. 0-3 versus SEC last season. So LSU, the big narrative for them this year is they got 18 transfers coming in, just completely, just rehauling the team and just filling up the gaps that they had last year. We saw a team like Indiana last year bring in 22 transfers and just shift the dynamic of their season. They were able to be a top 10 team and a formidable opponent in the Big Ten. So with those transfers, they brought in guys for their secondary, help with the pass rush, some guys for their offensive line, which is pretty much going to be like almost a brand new offensive line for them. They brought in 2 explosive receivers to help with the pass game. And they have a Heisman candidate quarterback in Garrett Nussmeier and a workhorse running back with, he's 5'9", 205 pounds, Caleb Durham. And then on the other side, we have Clemson, who are the complete opposite of just, hey, let's go get all these guys from the transfer portal and just kind of reload, fill our holes. And they do also have a preseason All-American Heisman candidate quarterback in Cade Klubnik, but they are the definition of continuity. So they have home field advantage, of course, but they are, just recruit them, build them up in the system, and just have the same guys there. So a lot of continuity there, not much disruption. Of course, they're going to lose guys to the NFL, but it's just the next guy up who's been in that system. So Klubnik's going to have his leading receiver he had last year, Antonio Williams, 75 receptions for 11 touchdowns. He's going to have his second receiver, who he's returning, Brian Wesco Jr., averaged 17 yards per catch last year, so he's going to be the deep threat. Returning their starting running back. They have one of the best defensive lines in the country, if not the best. They have 2 top 10 picks on their defensive line. The pass rush is going to be lethal for them against an LSU offensive line that's going to have some transfers. They don't have that chemistry yet. So even with Clemson's great defensive line, they did struggle versus the run last year against opponents that could really control the ground game. So it'll be interesting to see if they've covered that. Of course, it's going to be something that they focused on over the offseason. But even if Caden Durham can't get things going, Garrett Nussmeier can sling it. He's not much of a running threat, but he can just get the ball all over the field. So let's get into these picks. I have just a couple of picks for you guys. And this first one is going to be Garrett Nussmeier over 36.5 pass attempts at -125. So what you see is all of last season on the screen, over in 77% of games, under in just 3 games. So we gotta take a look at why did he go under. Obviously it's gonna be something like game script. They're winning the game big, he doesn't need to throw it. That's the reason why he went under. So if I filter on Outlier to games where they won by 13 or more, all 3 of those games are in there. Games that they won from 1 to 12 points, 100% hit rate. And all the games they lost, 100% hit rate. So this is projected to be a close game. 3.5 point spread for Clemson. So can't see a 13-point or more victory for LSU. So I do like for him, especially with that pass rush. They could be on him quick and force him to just hit quick throws. And LSU also likes to play up tempo, and it's probably best for them, go up tempo, get to the line quick, don't let them substitute, make their defense tired, and that's probably their best route to victory, along with establishing the run game. So if they can't do that, then he definitely should go over attempts. But if they find themselves down at all, especially fourth quarter, he could just be dishing it all over the place. And then before I get into this last prop and then a game pick, if you guys could please like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You can just say anything, put a W there. And also I want to shout out the app Rebet. So Rebet, you can bet on money lines, you can bet on spreads, you can bet on player props, all that stuff. And all the states you see on the screen, these are a lot of states that don't allow like Fanduel or DraftKings. They pretty much do the Fliff thing where you get the coins and then you get the cash with it, and then you just cash out one for one, just almost like Novig, Fliff, those types of things. So check out Rebet. Promo code is final round, and they will give you 100% match up to $100. So you get that free $100 to bet with. I will also put a link in the pinned comment, a link in the description. Then this second pick is going to be Antonio Williams of Clemson, that wide receiver I was talking about. Klubnik's #1 target for an anytime touchdown for plus 105. LSU's secondary has question marks because they have the transfers in there. We don't know what it's going to look like. These guys are talented that they brought in, but you just never know. He had a touchdown in 9 of 14 games last year, and he led in red zone target share with 22% of the targets in the red zone. You can see that from Outlier right there, above their tight end from last year. So he's going to be the guy that they look for trying to score a touchdown. So like him for an anytime touchdown in this big matchup, especially at home. And for a prediction, I think the LSU opener streak continues to 6 losses, and I think Clemson gets over the hump on that SEC 0-3 from last year, because I'm going to give a reasoning here. Home field advantage is huge, especially college football. It is massive. And this is week 1. And we're talking about a team with continuity that has played together for a long time. Not a long time, but they've played together for a long time, a college life, long time. And then we have a team, that's brought in a bunch of guys to fill up gaps, to grow together and build that chemistry. So I'm going to take the team with the home field advantage. The quarterbacks pretty much, cancel each other out. And then the continuity, they've just been together. So if this was a matchup, maybe week 4, 5, after LSU built some chemistry, against maybe some easier matchups, and we saw, how they were and they were growing together and figuring things out, then, maybe I would lean towards the upset there. But this is week 1. So it's just like throw them into the fire. Like, let's see what you got. And we already know what Clemson has, and, they just took what they have and they've improved over the off season. So like Clemson, and it's -3.5. If you want to be like super safe, like parlay this with something, I would go 2.5, because this could be a field goal game, and I would hate for them to win by just 3 points and then you lose the spread there. But 3.5 is at -115 is where the line is right now. So I will take Clemson on that. So if you guys would like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. That is completely free. It's just a big community of like-minded people putting in their research and their bets and all that stuff, talking about baseball, WNBA, all that stuff, college football, of course. And we'll see how these big game breakdowns go, especially the Ohio State one. I'm excited for that game. Hopefully, I am not sad by the time I watch this LSU game. And yeah, I'm going to get this one edited and get it out to you all. God bless you. It's fun around. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.